Courtney Jurecki, and welcome to Social Champions, where we chat with social media and marketing professionals to connect on the things you need to know about social media and digital marketing. And joining us today from Texas is LaNell Angerstein, owner of 6 Degrees Media. LaNell, thank you so much for being here today.
Happy to be here. Happy to answer any questions about social media. I guess I'll start with a little bit about myself. I've been in social for, at least 5 years. I've really been in marketing for about 10 or more. I tend to focus more in B2B social media, and we kind of focus mostly on verticals that are very challenging. So, we're talking like med tech, construction tech, those cutting edge industries that maybe there's not as much information about how to market them, that have like very challenging decision makers in which to work with.
And so, how does your firm work with those kinds of challenging industries to market, to get the word out?
So we tend to focus really heavily on the executives' thought leadership. That's simply because, obviously in a lot of cases, they are the expert on the specific industry that they work in. So I try to work very closely with C-suite on all the stuff that we put out, which is somewhat atypical, especially compared to social media managers who work into direct consumer. I tend to work directly with CMOs, CTOs, CEOs on whatever their vision for social media for marketing is, and I provide a variety of different services for them. I've worked with so many interesting industries over the years. I even spent some time on a consulting contract with Samsung on the B2B side. And I worked with a variety of verticals, kind of like looking at their social media as a whole and deciding how kind of to pivot to kind of focus on those SMBs and startups more so.
So, what's the biggest challenge that comes with working within the C suite level of a company with other ad execs that also know what they're doing, but clearly need your help in terms of social media marketing?
Well, I would say first and foremost, a lot of the C-suite that I work with are very they tend to not be as social media focused, and they tend to not have as much experience in digital marketing. For the vast majority of them, they are, you know, older generation. They may not have a large social media presence. It depends on if they're a startup or an established company. I've worked with both, companies that have very little social media presence and they're over, 25 years old, and other ones that are just starting out, but maybe they just don't have that background in social media to really get started. I think one of the most challenging and rewarding things about working in industries that are more challenging like this is that you really get to drive the narrative. I spend a lot of one-on-one time with them, learning about their industry. I don't have a ton of backup in regards to just, working one-on-one with them. I really need to be an expert in the thing that I do and in their industry. So I'm there as really a thought leader for them in a lot of ways.
Mhm. And so, for those older companies that are just getting onto social media and they're B2B, how do you grow their social media presence?
So I focus in LinkedIn primarily. This is for two reasons. The first one is that they tend to be the most comfortable in that space, but also because it has really high engagement, especially among the verticals that they're trying to target. Because more often than not, they're trying to target other C suite level executives. So they tend to be in the same age range. They tend to have the same level of, in a lot of ways, digital knowledge as the people that I work with. So I lean on them heavily to tell me like where do you go for social media? Because I'm obviously a millennial, so I go to a variety of different channels, but it's important to, have a direct source for that age group and really listen. It's about active listening, I think, more than anything. And
Yeah.
I tend to do LinkedIn, Twitter are the two main channels that I work in almost exclusively, unless they have something in particular that they want to do on those other channels. And I work with them about creating niche level thought leadership, because my industry, all the industries I work in, they are not focused in followers. They're not focused in going viral. It's really about touching those people that matter most.
100% agree. Whenever my agency is working with B2B, older companies, it's LinkedIn and then possibly Twitter, because that's where their clientele go. So thank you so much, LaNell, for chatting and sharing this really important insight about social media.
Happy to help, happy to be on the show. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. And if you'd like to learn more about what LaNell is doing at 6 Degree Media, you can check her out at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Courtney Jarecki, closing up this segment of Social Champions, and I look forward to being social with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.